Hi, my name is Madi Galindo, and I am the counselor for the current sixth graders here at Hopewell Middle School. And I will be moving up as well as Mr. Moreno, the assistant principal. We'll be moving up with your sixth graders on to seventh grade and then on to eighth grade when they become eighth graders. So this is a presentation just so you have an idea about choices your students have or don't have for the next school year. So we do have all seventh graders will take their 4 core classes. Core classes are basically the main classes that you take every year until you graduate from high school. That is language arts, science, history, and math. In math, we do have some different choices. You could do on-level Math 8, or you could do Math 7 accelerated, or algebra. There are some specific things that you do have to do if you plan to skip Math 7 or Math 7 Excel, excuse me. So you want to definitely look at the course catalog, which will be, there'll be a link to that as well. And read about that and let me know if you have any questions. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. It takes me a lot longer to return phone calls. Anyway, so we've got to have a math class. It's one of your core classes. As far as electives, the state of Texas says you have to have 2 PE credits sometime during your middle school years. So if you have a student who did not take a PE class or a dance class for PE credit this school year as a sixth grader, they will have to do either athletics, PE, or dance for the next 2 years to get their 2 PE credits. They will get 3 electives next year like they have this year, although one could be taken away if a student is struggling with either reading or math. Then we might have to drop their one of their electives in order to fit in an intervention class to help the student be successful academically. So you also need to have in your 3 middle school years at least 1 year of a fine art elective. If you did not have one in the 6th grade, you will most likely need to choose one on your 7th grade choice sheet. And our fine arts electives could be band, orchestra, choir, art, theater arts, or dance. We also are able to offer languages other than English, so we have Spanish and French at Hopewell. If your child did not get into Spanish 1A this year, they will have, they can place that on their choice sheet so they can start in the 7th grade. Same thing with French. If they did not get French this year, they should be able to sign up for that next year. And they will start in Spanish or French 1A. If your student is in Spanish or French 1A as a 6th grader, then they can go ahead and sign up for Spanish or French 1B. We also have electives like technology applications and gateway. I already spoke about intervention. And of course, we will continue with our advisory lunch as we have this year to cover capturing kids' hearts activities, drop everything and read, tutorials, and homework. We have an online choice sheet this year. So once you get on the Hopewell website and you find the counselor's website under directory and then counselor's corner and then visit website, all of the choice sheets for our kids will be on this website. So make sure that you choose the 7th grade form. We are not going to make this live until February 1st after school. But the students will have up till February 13th to get it done, and it needs to be submitted electronically. If you are having any problem with the website or any links, please let me know. Madi Galindo, I'm the 6th grade counselor, and I'll see what I can do to fix that. I will tell you that if your student does not get in their choice sheet by the 14th of February, which is the deadline, we still want their choice sheet. We still want to know what they want to take, and if we can get them in those classes, we will. Otherwise, if they don't fill out a choice sheet because they think it's too late, then I will pick the classes that they will get as electives, and they I don't want to do that, and the kids don't like it when someone else picks their classes, and I don't blame them. So if they don't fill that out though, and I never get it, then I put them in whatever's available. So a lot of times students who do not fill it out are not happy with the classes they were placed into, which is why it is so important that you guys get your choices in and submit this choice sheet so I can get you hopefully what you want to take. We as counselors do try to honor the top choices the best we can. Unfortunately, we do have limits. Some classes, elective classes, are taught by one teacher. A teacher has maybe 26 or 25 kids in the class, if that's the max we can have. So that is about, let's say, roughly about 150 seats in these classes. Well, some of the classes that seventh graders take, our eighth graders can ask for as well. We have about maybe 860 students in the seventh and eighth grade at this point. So next year, your child might be competing for a spot in one of the electives, possibly against 900 or 860 students. So sometimes it doesn't work out where your child won't get their top choices, but we really do try. We also recommend that this is completed with their parents, so that way you know what's going on and you can ask questions and help your student through this process. So these are the band and orchestra instruments that you might play if you decide to join the band or orchestra. If you were in band or orchestra as a sixth grade student, then you can still sign up for band and orchestra next year, and we'll be able to place you in basically the second level of band or orchestra. If you did not play in the band or orchestra and you want to learn an instrument, you can still sign up for band or orchestra. However, be aware that most beginners are sixth graders, and since you will also be a beginner in the seventh grade, you will be in a class with sixth grade students. We still have kids every year who are older who want to start an instrument, and so they join. So that is just a personal preference, but I did want you to be aware of that. So going to the foreign language, we do offer Spanish and French. Students who are in Spanish 1A this year or French 1A this year, they can sign up for Spanish 1B next year or French 1B next year. Now, if students are struggling in Spanish 1A and do not pass, then they will probably be removed and given a different elective of their choice. It is important that you know that Spanish and French 1, that is a high school credit class. This class is run as a high school class. So the expectations are a little higher than maybe in our middle school classes. So the students will need to be committed and they will need to be practicing and studying. It is also a 2-year commitment to get Spanish 1 or French 1 credit. So you have Spanish 1A, let's say you took it in the sixth grade, then next year you do Spanish 1B, and after you successfully complete both of those classes, you would get Spanish 1 credit at the high school, and that is the same thing with French. And then as an eighth grader, if you did start in sixth grade, as an eighth grader, you would take Spanish or French 2 and finish up 2 years of foreign language for high school credit. If you have taken the Apple Foreign Language Test in elementary school, or possibly even as a sixth grader, and you did earn a credit in Spanish, then you are able to go up to the next level of Spanish or French. Again, these are high school credit courses, and if you have questions about the Apple Foreign Language Test, you can certainly get in contact with me. Email is the best way to do that. And again, it'll be under my full name, Marisela Galindo. So dance is a class that you can use either as a PE or a fine art credit. So if you take dance in the sixth grade and that was your PE class because you didn't have PE, and you want to take dance in the seventh grade, that could be your PE credit or it's not even a credit, it's a class, your PE class, or it could be your fine art class. You will only get one or the other, depending on kind of what you need. So if you are not in dance and want to take dance, you can definitely sign up for that on the choice sheet. Just keep in mind that a dance t-shirt would have to be purchased. You'd have to dress out every day. That is the expectation, just like in athletics and PE. And there would be some after-school rehearsals and a performance or two that are required and part of your grade. So be aware of that. Other electives we have are art 1 or 2, theater 1 or 2, technology applications 1 or 2, and gateway to technology, which has now changed its name to just Gateway for next year. Kids were not given the opportunity in the 6th grade to take Gateway, so their first opportunity, it will be in 7th grade. This is a high school credit class that focuses on science, math, technology, and technology applications, which is right above Gateway. That is also a computer class, but you're learning different things. And it is not a high school credit. So if you are interested in doing a high school credit class in technology of some sort, Gateway would be one of your options. Gateway is one of those classes. There's about 160 seats, and anybody in the 7th and 8th grade can ask for it. So that class fills up very quickly. So I would highly suggest you get your choice sheets in before the deadline, or by the due date, which is the 14th of February. If you want to know more about these classes, please refer to the course catalog. And that is the case for any of the courses that we have. There'll be a description on the course catalog, which we will have a link on our website for that. Other courses that are electives, but these require an application, are AVID, Yearbook, and Partners in PE. Descriptions of those courses will also be on the course catalog, and there will be links to those applications on our website after we put out our choice sheet on February 1st after school. So you can look at the course catalog to find out what they're about, but if you have other questions, you're welcome to email me. For the students, I have told them that the next 2 weeks until the 14th, I will be available during their lunches and advisory, that they could come and ask me questions if they need to. If they are coming from an advisory class, they do have to have a pass, but I'll be there at lunch as well, so they should have plenty of opportunity to ask me more specific questions if they have them. So let's look over the choice sheet. This is what it's going to look like. So we do have the choice sheet, 7th grade for 22-23. Want to make sure you're on the right choice sheet. So you're going into 7th grade, so you'll be a 7th grader in 22-23. So this is the right form. So you will write your email. That is a student email for Round Rock, and please use your school email address. Click that you will be a 7th grader. If you are not a 7th grader, then you're in the wrong choice sheet. Then you're going to please use official information and complete information. We want your ID number. You can put in the S or not. It doesn't matter. Just we do need that ID number, your full last name, and your full first name, the one that was given to you, the one that we have on your records. Then we're going to ask you to choose a math choice. So again, I would encourage you to refer to the course catalog to review the requirements. Math 7 is our on level. We have accelerated math, and on the course catalog, it is page 18 and 19. This is now called Math Accelerated 2 instead of Math 7, but the curriculum will be the same. Then we also have a choice of algebra. That is in the course catalog on page 18. Please select this class only if you are in Math 6 tag. Now, if you would like to take algebra and you're not in Math 6 tag, that's okay. You can check algebra. Just be sure that you are aware that you'll have to take a couple of examination for accelerations in Math 7 and also in Math 8 in order to be approved for algebra, and you have to make an 80% on each of those tests. The first test that we would want your student to take is the Math 7 test, which would be probably around April, May. At the beginning of April, I don't have a date yet, but we should be able to start registering your students for these tests. So in May, you will be taking the 7th grade, or it could be April, the 7th grade math test. And then when you come back in August, you will take the Math 8 test. As long as you get an 80% on the Math 7 tests, you will be allowed to take the Math 8 test. If you do not make an 80 on that test, you will not be able to go on. Please refer to the course catalog. And I will be the contact person. If you decide you do want to try this, I do have to do a few things to make sure that we think your child has a good opportunity to pass, and then we can get you registered. One of the things I highly recommend is if you are planning to do this, you might possibly want your student to go to the Texas Education Agency, or TEA, and look up released STAR scores for the last couple of years in 7th grade math and 8th grade math, just to see how they would do without even practicing or studying that information. If it looks like there's some things that they're weak on, they could maybe ask their current math teacher how to do those things and practice so they're ready for the test and they can be successful. All right, moving on, we have PE choices. So if students want to take football, volleyball, basketball, track and field, soccer, those, if you are interested in trying out for those teams or playing, you need to sign up for athletics. That is the class, either boys or girls, that is the class that you will be playing, trying out for teams and competing against other teams in those sports. PE 7, which is sports and fitness, is just a PE class. You're not doing sports and fitness. You will not be trying out for teams within that class. You can be in PE 7 and do the regular PE class until the tryouts come out for your sport, if you would like to do that. But again, that's definitely going to be up to you. So we also have dance first year and second year. So some students want to be in advanced dance next year. That is generally reserved for students who audition and make the team for advanced dance. So your student needs to talk to Misty Ortona, who they have dance with currently or who they will have dance with if they ask for it next year, and find out when the auditions will be held, and then she will let us know what students make the team for advanced dance. We also have partners in PE. This is a class that requires an application. Again, please refer to the course catalog for more information about this class. But basically, these kids in these classes that apply, if they are chosen, they will work with our special needs students for their PE class. So just so you know, that's kind of what it's about. But again, please refer to the course catalog for more information. Moving on to elective choices, we would like the students to choose 2 electives that are their top 2 choices, number 1 and 2, and then choose 2 alternate or alternative classes. Sometimes, as I've stated before, the classes fill up and some kids don't get classes. Every year we have students who do not get Spanish 1A, and every year we have students who do not get, well, if you're older, technology gateway classes, because we have 1 teacher and a limited amount of licenses. So it is important that you put the class you really, really want, that you don't want to not have in your schedule. That needs to be your number 1 choice. You really, really want this class. And then your second choice will be your second most favorite class that you want to take. And those two electives, the first and second choice basically, are going to be the classes we try to get you into. Now, if we're not able to get you in your first or second choice, we have to go to your third choice. That is alternative choice number 1. So that is a backup class just in case you didn't get your first or second choice, even though we do try very hard to do that. And then you have alternative choice 2, and that again is just your second alternative class if I can't get you in the second choice or the alternative 1. In most cases, we really try to get that number 1 and 2, especially that number 1 in the student schedule. But if once you've choose those classes, we do have if you are taking a high school credit course, let's say, and they're listed here, Gateway to Technology, Ethnic Studies, Spanish, or French, they are high school credit courses that are offered to 7th graders, and just that you acknowledge that you know these are high school credit courses and the demand might be a little bit higher because they are high school credit courses. Then we'll move to the application required electives. These are both for 7th and 8th graders. If your student plans to make an application, they can put yes. And then of course go to the application itself, fill that out and submit it. Then we have applications required. So it just kind of reviews again what classes will require an application. Just because you turn in the application doesn't mean that you will get the spot. It does depend on how many seats we have available, and it's at teacher discretion. So, and then at the end, we just want parent information. First and last name would be great, a parent email, and a parent phone number. It makes it a lot easier for us to contact you if we have a question when this is all in one place. And then of course there's a parent acknowledgement where you understand that we really try to give you your top choices, but sometimes the budget and enrollment considerations do affect what's available. When our students decide what classes they want as far as electives on this choice sheet, it is important that they choose as wisely as possible, because we make our master schedule, which is who is teaching what, when, and how many classes they have, based on your child's request. So it is going to be a lot more difficult next year to change classes for electives because of that fact. So make sure that you ask questions. Let me know if you have anything that you have questions about. Again, email is the most important. I do have 430 students, so it may take me a little longer than one day to get back to you, but I will try my best to be on top of it as possible. If I get the same question many times, I probably will send something to all parents. So once you read that guardian parent statement, you click yes, double check your choices, and then you are ready to submit, and you will be getting a copy to your email. So and then if not, you just scroll on back up and start over or review your choices. So if you have any questions, again, please email me, Marisela_Galindo at Round Rock ISD, and you need to spell that out, roundrockisd.org. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.